Right, I make KSP YouTube videos, Kerbal Space Program YouTube videos, but what you might not know about me is that I actually also really like Cyberpunk, not just as a genre, but also the game itself. And here we have Phantom Liberty, the DLC for Cyberpunk 2077, and I was super excited for it. And then I found out that they were doing stuff with Orbital Air, which is the endgame, like space agency, main space agency, which I thought was really cool. But then I got to the end of the. Okay, so this is going to contain minor spoilers, but I got to the end of the last mission of the DLC. So, without further ado, here is everything wrong with spacecraft in the King of Wands ending of Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty. Right, so feel free to tell me that I'm being picky, but I really feel like if you were landing a rocket, and especially considering how large those rockets are, landing one of those rockets, you wouldn't want to land it as close as you just saw there. I feel like that's a bit of a safety hazard, but like, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. You know, this whole shuttle thing they have, I think is pretty neat. It's an interesting solution. Basically just have a big old pod and then lift it up and put it into the rocket. You'll see it slowly lifts it up. But, I mean, you know, I guess it works. And considering the idea that this is supposed to become like space liners in a sense of like, you know, airplanes of today, but like, you know, futuristic and stuff, I guess it does kind of make sense. It has an interesting folding mechanism, and that's really not the issue that I have. The issue I have is a little bit later on.
T-minus 60 seconds. RS-25 main engine ignition.
Absolutely everyone who knows anything about spacecraft right now is just really confused by that. Because we've seen that, look, you can see that engine, that is not an RS-25. First of all, it doesn't look like one. It's absolutely humongous, way too large. It doesn't make any sense. But like, maybe they just don't know any other engines? That's the most logical explanation, right? I mean, but, okay, so for those of you who don't know, the RS-25, also known as the Space Shuttle main engine, so it's those engines that are on the back of the Space Shuttle, that is not RS-25s. Those are not RS-25s. I don't know what they were thinking.
Here we go.
First time I've ever launched a spacecraft. You?
Same.
T-minus 50 seconds. Solid propellant engines burning.
Right, again, anyone who knows anything about spacecraft is also really confused by it now, because if you look, first of all, solid rocket, this is supposed to be 100% reusable. You see it, you've seen it like come down. We saw it earlier, it comes down and lands, right? But it's supposed to have solid rockets on it, and those engines that we see are not solids. So I don't know what they're talking about. There is no solid rockets on this goddamn rocket. And then they also say that the solid rockets are ignited, but if they were ignited, it's just going to go. So I don't know what they were going on about, what they were thinking when they said that. Maybe they just thought, oh, let's put some random jargon in there that makes it sound like we know what we're talking about. It just doesn't make any sense at all. Ugh.
T0.
Right, now before I let you watch the fireworks, so to speak, okay, it doesn't explode, but you get what I'm talking. Before I let you watch the show, okay, I just want to say, they are really close to that rocket, and if you saw the engines, which I definitely made sure to show you, those are big engines, and they are going to make a lot of noise, and I'm going to say it right now. The fact that we could walk over, and those engines are huge, so I feel like V right now would have her eardrums completely exploded, and she would probably never be able to hear anything ever again. But, you know, it is what it is, I guess. Maybe in 2077 they've invented rocket engines that don't make a sound. Who knows?
Liftoff.